Hey, welcome to Gracefully Living Podcast, where we embrace life challenges with faith, purpose, and a whole lot of grace. Because grace isn't just a gift, it is a lifestyle. I'm your host, Eunice Adad. So, into today's topic is like Hannah. So, and reason why this topic was chosen like Hannah, because most of the time some of us are afraid to go to God. We are afraid to come in the presence of God and speak our minds, or let's just say come in God's presence just as we are. What I mean by that, the Bible says in 1 Samuel chapter 1 all the way down, but we are going to focus on verse 4. The Bible says whenever the day came for Elkanah to sacrifice, he would give portions of the meat to his wife Peninnah and to all her sons and daughters. But to Hannah he would give a double portion because he loved her. And the Lord had closed her womb. Because the Lord had closed Hannah's womb, her rival kept provoking her in order to irritate her. This went on years after years. And then whenever Hannah went up to the house of the Lord, her rival provoked her till she wept and would not eat. And then her husband will come. So, sometimes we have that secret desire that we want the Lord to answer us. And maybe our prayer haven't been answered yet. But then one thing to others, now you have become that thing that you want so dearly. So in Hannah's case, the Bible said that her mate was literally provoking her. Her mate was calling her names. Her mate was putting a name on her because of her situation. You and I has that secret desire that we have prayed to God. We have cried unto God. We have called unto God. We try to do, I would say, almost everything that we can, everything that we think that we can do in our human capacity, in our human strength. But still, we haven't gotten that thing yet. And I was just reading this story, and I put myself in Hannah's shoes. I put myself in Hannah's case in the sense of nobody knows that secret cries that you cry on every night. Nobody knows that desire that you have that you cannot even, that sometimes I would say sometimes you have always, like, sometimes you have been in a place of like telling everybody knows about this one desire that you have, or this one prayer request that you feel that cannot be answered. Maybe God is calling you to deeper intimacy with him. What I mean by that, Peninnah had to push Hannah to get to that place of seeking God, where she didn't care about who was around, seeking God in a place of not caring what her words were like, whatever words that come out of her mouth, but now she was seeking God with her whole heart. A lot of us have been seeking God with our mouth. Lots of us have been seeking God with just the mouth. God, I know you. God, please help me. But when your heart is in something, you don't even need to speak. The Bible said that if you read downward, the Bible said that even Hannah was praying, right? Hannah was praying. Let me go to the main part where the Bible said that the Bible said as she kept on praying to the Lord. Okay, we'll read verse 11. It said, and she made a vow saying, Lord Almighty, if you only Look on your servant misery and remember me, and not forget your servant, but give her a son. Then I will give him to the Lord for all the days of her life. And then it says, in verse 10, it says, upward, it says, in her deep anguish, Hannah prayed to the Lord, weeping bitterly. So basically, this lady, there was no words coming out of her mouth, but this lady was weeping. This lady's heart was speaking unto God. God wants us to get to that place. Sometimes the reason why God is not answering because your heart is not there yet. Because your heart is not deep into that prayer. Because you haven't gotten to that place of desperation. Because you haven't gotten to that place wherein you don't, like, words cannot come out. You know how when you cry for something, like when you really desperately need something, you cry to God. Sometimes you don't even have words to even say. Sometimes you don't even have the scriptures to use, but your heart is calling on to God. Your heart is calling on to the deep. Your heart is calling on to God. Your heart is calling on to God. Hannah was in that position where she's like, God, now my name has become barren. Now I no longer have no joy within me, because every single day my mate remind me of my problem. My mate remind me of what I'm praying for. My mate remind me of what I'm seeking you for. Sometimes we have said it all. We have talked and talked and talked and talked and talked and all to that brother, that sister, that auntie, that uncle, everyone in our family or everyone closer to us. We have been hearing us talk and always cry. When would God do this? How about this time around? Hannah was sick and tired of being sick and tired. She was tired of even talking to her husband. It got to a place where it was like she had to step away. She had to go in the secret. She had to meet God somewhere else. Maybe the place that you are at right now, God is not there. Maybe God needs you to step out to do something that you have never done before. To go in his presence different. It had to take Hannah to step out to be able to get what she wanted. And the Bible said that even the priest thought that she was drunk. So Hannah was in a place she didn't even care what was happening. She didn't even care how she was looking in front of men. She did not care. All her heart was on was God. And indeed, the Lord answered. I know this gone Valentine's Day was a day of loneliness. It was a day where some people did not receive gift. And maybe you were one of those people that did not receive gift. And that's okay. It's okay. And maybe that has been your prayer for God to send you the one, God to send you your husband, or for God to give you that child like Hannah, or for God to give you that job, or for God to give you that send you like make that offer letter. Whatever it is, the Lord wants you to step outside. Like Hannah, pray like Hannah prayed. Get to a place where you don't care no more. Get to a place where your heart is the only thing crying out. Get to a place where you no longer talk to man anymore, but you go to God. You go to handle God one on one. There's another story in the Bible where the woman of, like, it was Elisha. The woman always, like, accommodated Elisha and Gehazi to her house. So then the fast forward, Elisha give her a word that by next year you're gonna have a child. And the Bible said that the boy died at a certain age. The boy went to his father's, complained on his head, my head, my head. And the Bible said that the father told the servant to go and take the boy to his mother. And indeed, the boy died. This woman, the faith of this woman was like, it just blew my mind. This lady did not even tell her husband that their child died. But this lady went to meet Elijah face to face, went to meet the one that said that she will have a child, the one that gave her a child. Basically, that story represented this, what I'm saying. Like, Hannah had to go and meet Jesus face to face. She had to go and enter into the presence of God and meet God face to face. Like the woman, like I think it was a Shunammite woman. No, that's a Shunammite woman, but they call her a different name. But the Bible said that this woman did not tell her husband. This lady, neither did she tell her servant. All she said to her servant, keep going and do not stop until you get to the man of God. And indeed, even when Elisha sent Gehazi, the Bible says she said, all is well. But in her heart, she wanted to meet the one. She wanted to meet God for herself. She wanted God to see God's face to face. Maybe it takes for you to get to that place where you meet God face to face, where you don't care who is around, where you don't care about telling nobody your business anymore, but you see God face to face. Just like Hannah. Just like Hannah. Maybe God sent me on here to tell you to approach that situation differently, to come into his presence differently, to do something different, to do something unusual, something that you're not familiar with. Maybe that is where your breakthrough is going to come through. Yes. Just like Hannah. Thank you for watching, and I bless God for you that are watching this video, and I pray that the Lord will help you. The Lord will answer your prayer. I pray that you will get to that place that your heart is no longer your mouth that will speak, but your heart will speak. That your heart will speak, because it's the heart the Lord sees. It is the heart the Lord hears every second. Your mouth can say something else, but your heart is saying something else. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day. See ya. Bye.